Hello and welcome to today's live podcast interview on Love Magic with the Master Oracle, Quenton Stroud. Join us today to find love, keep it, and let it go. My name is Luke, and I coach seekers of healing to get healthy in love and direct corporate wellness programs that work. Welcome to Lifestyle with Luke Lintott, the top podcast to live your best life and for everything corporate wellness, health, and beyond. I'm joined today by the wonderful, magical Quenton Stroud, celebrity psychic, conjure man, and Q. People know him as Q. He's actually helped thousands of clients live their best lives, get to better faster through the power of magic. And Q is joining us all the way from the Philippines, and he'll be sharing his gifts with us today. So thank you so much, Q, for joining our community and sharing more about how we can call in love, to in turn call in success, in turn call in health, in turn heal. And I'd love to hand the reins off to you, Q, to share more about yourself and the work that you do.
Absolutely. First of all, this is a special to me. This is a very special podcast live, and also with everything that's about to be unpacked and unfolded with what's happening. I'm telling you, this is going to be very special. So, um, what a lot of people don't know about the work that I do is that it really all has to do with shifting energies, vibrational alignment, soulmate connections, all that stuff. Love is everything. Okay. Love is everything. And what I teach is that love is not a feeling, it's not an emotion, but it is the container for all emotions. This is why in a relationship, you can have arguments, you can have fights, you can have fusses, whatever, but the same night, the same time, you can get getting it on, knocking it out, right? Because love is a container. Love is the attracting and harmonizing force in all creation. And it literally impacts everything you do. We're gonna go into that in a minute. Yeah.
Excellent. And the crazy thing is that with the energy of love, you can actually create the reality that you desire, right? And it's been proven, they've done studies on it. When you pray with the energy of love, you can unwind DNA. When you have resentment, anger, hate, right? It doesn't matter what intentions you cast, it does not work, right? And so I just love to hear more about the work that you do into divine work and magic, and what that looks like as people desire to make things happen, right? To lose weight, for those that desire to call in their soulmate, but maybe their energy is a little bit fucked up. Like what
Yeah.
thoughts do you have on that?
With the work that I do, so basically as a conjurer, as a conjure man, sorcerer, whatever you want to go with, a spiritual practitioner, the work is to, number one, transformation. Alchemy is all about transformation. It's about changing something that's base into something that's brilliant. Okay, something turning lead into gold. I know if you go back into old antiquity and stuff like that, don't get wrapped up in the caught up. Don't be caught up in the caught up. It really is about transformation work, and it's about turning something base, something that came out a certain way or ended up being a certain way, into something brilliant, something that is can be worked with, something that can be honed, something that can be utilized in your life. And so as a conjurer, my work is to bring about that transformation to help you to get to better faster. And everything, all the people that I partner with, all the work that I do, it's all to help us to get to this transformative experience in our life, or experiences, plural, in our life, in order to create this better life for ourselves. And it really works when you work it.
Absolutely, so true. So actually coming forward, we have Love Camp coming up. We're going to be doing some hypnoses that I've used actually on myself in my own journey, where I'm also going to be working on the body, right? And I know for me in my own experience, Q, love has been the foundation for it all in my health journey, in bulking up and losing weight, and also calling in true love, also in staying and getting sober, right? If I didn't love myself, I didn't prioritize myself, that would not have happened, right? And I remember I used to go at it kind of all wrong, right? It would be like I would just go to the gym, lift weights, try and do some detoxes, but I didn't love myself. And for me, Q, it manifested in my skin, it manifested in anxiety, it manifested in insomnia, in so many different things. And since I've gotten into this vibration of love and created beautiful boundaries, which we're going to go deeper into during love camp, where we're going to actually get loved and healed and call in soulmate relationships. It's also had to do with releasing toxic relationships and handling those relationships that caused me to roller coaster, rather strengthening those relationships that are bringing me higher, right? And I know, especially with you, Q is working with multiple celebrities that have millions of followers, right? And you're also working with individuals. You work with people during the next 6 months, which we're going to talk about. And the higher that you ascend, it's almost like the more people kind of want to sabotage what you're doing, because they want you to be that old person, maybe even that old person that didn't love yourself enough to stand up for yourself, to take these changes. So I wanted to hear more about that work that you do in terms of love magic. Anything coming up? Yeah.
Well, you said something a moment ago. You said you get to this point where I think you said, find love, keep it, and let it go. And a lot of what people don't realize is that magic, it starts with, in my opinion, you always start with divination. You always start with kind of divining and praying, getting a conversation with God, with spirit, with source, in order to give you the wisdom, the foresight, the insights that you need in order to do the work that you're trying to accomplish, right? But then going right into some protection work, doing some protection work to protect your heart, to protect yourself, to protect your soul, to protect your spirit from being hit from any kind of negative angles, right? It's people who might be trying to throw negativity away, right? It could be family members. I don't know who I'm talking to. It could be family members. It could be friends. It could be people who you think, I call them frenemies. It could be people who you think are on your side, but really could be throwing negativity or counterintuitive thoughts, right? Counter intentions towards you. And so it's like, I mean, I want a relationship for you, but when you get in a relationship, you change. You be different. You be doing something like, it's like, boo, like, don't do that. Right. So protection work is so important, because that protection work literally teaches you how to shield yourself from any of that stuff that comes at you. Right. And then you go into what you call letting it go, but purification. A lot of people don't get this, Luke. A lot of people don't get that. Before you do love magic, you got to be purified. You got to be cleansed. You got to be free of all that negative stuff in your mind, negative stuff in your subconscious, negative stuff in your heart and your emotional body, your emotional space. You won't love. Sure. Oh, no, I want to love. I want a soulmate connection with my twin flame. And yet all this stuff is still in there. All the doubts and the woulda, coulda, shouldas and the what ifs, and I can do this. And I literally had a client recently who said that, I don't know if I can be in a relationship, wanting a relationship now, but I don't know if I can be in a relationship because I can't use the expletives that she's used, but I had too much sex. I don't know if somebody's gonna want me because she OnlyFans and got some stuff. She did some things.
Okay.
but had this internalized thing of, I don't know if anybody will want me because of my past, right? And so you got to do the purification stuff. You got to purify your energy, purify your spirit, and maybe even purify your people. Anyway, it gets deep. So,
Wow.
love magic really does go deep, and the reason why I'm a huge proponent of love magic, and not from, let me just be really clear here. Love magic is not trying to make somebody love you. Love magic is not trying to force somebody into a relationship with you when they don't want to be in a relationship with you. Love magic is not trying to make something happen that ain't happening or ain't supposed to happen. You understand what I'm saying? This is why divination is so important. This is why getting the clarity you need at the beforehand is so important. So when you do love magic, you always want to do work on self first. This is where love camp comes in, Luke. When you told me about love camp, and you told me, bro, I'm doing this thing. It's called Love Camp. What do you say? Helping people get love, healed, and soulmate relationships. Like when you told me about that, it I messaged you and I was like, yes, that's it. It changes the whole dynamic.
So, so very true. So I know, and I was just thinking about my own story, Q. Before I did all this inner work, I thought that I was unlovable, right? I had these experiences in the dating world where I was told by past relationships, like, you're too feminine for me. You're too masculine for me. You too, in the gay community, I got you too straight for me. And in the gay queer community, I got the opposite, right? It switched. It all in the straight community, excuse me, it switched. And so like
Yeah.
I remember, because I'm like a very fluid person. Like I'm an
Hmm.
Aquarius, y'all. I like to be the unicorn. I actually love attention. I've actually really loved to embrace who I am, right? And
Yes.
become comfortable being visible, being unique and different. And that has actually helped me call in Lululemon. I'm also doing corporate wellness now with Lotus and Luna for the rest of the year, my favorite jewelry company. I'm also getting like dating world and all that stuff is exploding. Okay, Q, like I can't even turn on those apps. So like things have flipped, because before I did
Hmm.
this love work, well, love magic, and which we're going to be going way deeper into the actual spiritual side going forward. But before I did the work that we're going to be doing at Love Camp, I remember, first of all, that I'd have a come with a needy energy when I was calling in love, when I was
Hmm.
calling in clients, when I was calling in friendships. People could sense that energy and that insecurity, however it manifested physically or emotionally, right? And I still remember, like back then, I'd be going on these Tinder dates and the person would unmatch me right after, just because they realized
Hmm.
like he need to deal with him, right? He's not ready for
Hmm.
me. And when I come wholehearted in this whole love path, whether for me, of course, yes, calling in true love, but it's also been about loving myself, Q, enough to live a lifestyle that matches me at my core. That's not the lifestyle that I see other people live, right? That's not
Hmm.
like doing that vanilla ice cream lifestyle. And that's for some people out there. Some people still want to do that, and that's okay. But for me, it's about freedom, impact, right? Healing people, right? It's a very so like I think for me, it's that love has really been the foundation of it all. And I just wanted to mention, I wanted to talk more about the characteristics that people are looking for in terms of love. I watched a really great video the other day by Kendra. It's a really Kendra has a singles
G.
show on Instagram, and she talked about how
Yes.
a lot of the times when you're looking for love, you're looking for a tall, dark, handsome man, six figures. He got a big penis. And the reality is, you find with a lot of women, a lot of people, men too, that are divorced, that have kids, they're not looking for that anymore. They're actually looking for internal characteristics in terms of love magic, like
Hmm.
you're saying. I would just love to hear more about your thoughts on any of that and how that relates with people that might be interested in joining us at Love Camp next week.
Yeah, 100%. So when it comes to doing love magic and kind of manifesting the love of your life, your soulmate connection, when the way you set up love camp is really, really special because it literally deals with how to attract love on the outer, right? How to get healed in the inner, and how to find that soulmate connection, which is like that perfect alignment after the fact, right? So after I've healed, after I've done the love attraction work and in these dates and people matching me and all the other stuff that was going on or whatever, then I get to a place where I'm actually pulling in my actual real person, right? And how that feels. And so the way you set up Love Camp, it really makes total sense for how love magic itself, the principles of love magic actually unfold. Because it starts, like I said before, it starts with self-work. It starts with doing the work of self-love. And then if you have a particular boo, if you have a particular somebody, again, you're not trying to make them love you. What you're trying to do is you're trying to show them the most loving and the best experience of life possible. See, the truth of the matter is, and what a lot of people don't know is, some of us fall in love with people and some of us fall in love with experiences, right? Men tend to fall in love with experiences. They fall in love with situations. This is why you have a feminine energy that might say something like, "Oh, I'm ready for marriage," right? But then you might have a more masculine energy that says, "Yeah, but we need to save $10,000. We need to do this before we have kids. We need to do this before we buy a house. We need to do this before da da da." And so there's a different energy. There's a different way of looking at things, right? And so what love work does is love work makes all those things that he's concerned with be of not a non-issue. Because remember, love is the attracting and harmonizing force in all creation. And so what love work really does is it makes those things that he's so concerned about a non-issue. So now marriage is a oh, you know what? Oh, those things are checked. Marriage, okay, got you. Will you marry me? That's easy. That's easy, right? Get this. You want to have a baby, you want to have, that whole thing. Okay, yeah, those things are checked off the boxes. Okay, yeah, let's do it. We gonna get it in. What love work does is it attracts and harmonizes so that those things that seem to be counterproductive to you having love, it now comes in and it seems to be so beautiful and makes it so easy to love. That's what love work is supposed to do. And when you really work it right, baby, it changes your whole life. I love love.
It absolutely does. And on that note, I've been realizing, data shows that in terms of relationships, client love or otherwise, 90% of new relationships start right here online. No longer do they happen on the sidewalk or at the coffee shop. We are meeting people online like crazy, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what you'll notice, Q and I actually met right here on Facebook, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
number two, 60% of people that date the same gender will meet their soulmate, their partner right here online. Maybe it's on those dating apps, what have you. It's about 30% for people that date the opposite gender, and 33% of people actually find their boo through referrals, right? And so if your energy is good and you love yourself and you're working on yourself, you're going to get more referrals, which like I said, like you, I've been getting that. Like the other night I went out and one of my friends told me, she literally told me this: "Hey, Luke," and she actually came out to me as being a lesbian that same night because we were at the gay club together. And she told me, "Luke, I would love you to be with my brother, but he ain't ready for you. So I'm gonna refer him when he's ready."
Thank you,
And
God.
she was real, and I was like, "Okay, thank you for letting me." And it just got me got me thinking about that. Like when you are really at that place where you're ready to call in love, your own sister will recommend you. But if you ain't ready, she's not gonna recommend you to someone that could be platinum gold. And on that note, what steps for the people out there that are like, and then there's the crowd of people out there that are looking for love. They're the ones out there, Q, that already got love, that are thinking about joining love camp, but they're like, "I've been dating my partner. In fact, we're married for 10 years. And maybe I want to improve my intimacy. Maybe we want to become a better partner." So there's those two camps of people. I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of that, anything else coming to
Wonderful.
mind.
Wonderful. Well, it's interesting because most of my clients that do love magic and want to kind of come in at that space are already in relationships. Okay. So love magic don't stop when you get a boo, right? That's not how it works. Again, remember, love is the attracting and harmonizing force in all creation. So a part of it is attracting. You're absolutely right. The other part is harmonizing. And so what happens if you're already in a relationship and you see something come across your news feed, or you see something come across your For You page on TikTok or whatever, and it says "Get in Love Camp with Lou Lintide and the Master Oracle." Like what happens there? Catch this. Love magic in a relationship is all about harmony. That's what it's about. It's about creating this harmonious experience. It's about creating this bliss within the relationship where most of our triggers are going to be hit, where most of our buttons are going to be pushed, when most of our stuff is going to come out. You understand what I'm talking about? Where like love magic is really about finding that harmony or creating that harmony inside the relationship. A part of it is attraction, but that's the easy part. That's the easy part. Let me tell you something. You can do not Facebook. Well, you can do Facebook too, but you can do a Facebook post or a dating app, which is like when Kendra G is coming out with her dating app soon. You can do a dating app post, right? And do some love magic on your post. You can do some love magic on your post and increase the right swipes or whatever. You can increase the swipes. You can increase the hearts. You go look at my page. You can see it. Like you can literally increase how many people engage with you just by using love magic. It works for everything. And so I believe that those people that really want to attract love, if they have not found it yet, or create a sense of harmony or greater sense of harmony within the relationship, if they're already in one, Love Camp is definitely be a good choice for them, because it's gonna be mind blowing.
Yes, and I just wanted to shout out people that have loved themselves enough to prioritize themselves. Like we just had yesterday, VFam registered. We have Monica, Melissa, and Corday are going to be joining us at Love Camp. And the thing is, I feel like it really is true that the hardest part is just starting, right? Whatever it is, like when you're starting a new workout routine, or you're starting the dating process, right? There's some people out there, Q, that are hesitant to go into the love world and love themselves, possibly because they've never dated someone of the same gender, or they've never been in a relationship, or number three, they've never been in love, right? I'm
Mhm.
talking, I've heard this from multiple people that are like, wow, this whole love thing sounds super cool, but I have some deep-seated traumas that maybe I haven't dealt with, or some insecurities, some beliefs that I need to change. And I know on my end, because I do the mind body work, we do the hypnosis, we do the reprogramming. So since 95% of your mind is your subconscious mind, and it was formed when you were a child, even during experiences that you might not even remember. And so that can cause you to self-sabotage if you don't truly love the beautiful person that is you in all of your amazing differences. And so we really reprogram and insert those beliefs through hypnosis into your subconscious brain so that you can heal now as an adult and love yourself fully and wholeheartedly. I know for me, literally, my IQ has gone up, my reading comprehension has improved. My
Mhm.
skin has cleared up completely after being sober for so long. I've had all these great things and it all started with the love, right? With
Mhm.
really pouring into myself, and a change in environment is actually what I wanted to refer to. Yes, I'm literally moving to a new environment next month. I'm moving to a new neighborhood. I'm moving to Hillcrest here in San Diego. So that can be a change in environment. It's also been about me changing who I'm connecting, who I'm following with, and doing my own coaching process. On that thread, and feel free to bring up anything that's coming to you, Q. For people out there that are like, I would join Love Camp with you and Q, Luke, and begin this journey of healing, but I'm not ready. I've don't,
Mhm.
and in fact, I've never even been in love, or these other issues. What advice would you have for them?
So that's fantastic. You know, having never been in love, um, at least the way we see it on television or whatever, right? Having never been in love can be very challenging, because you don't know one might not know what is there for them. Like, what's the purpose? What's the big deal? Or might not know how to create it or work with it once it shows up, right? And so with doing something like this, it is about doing the hypnosis. It is about doing the mind work, and by proxy the emotional work, right? Dealing with some of the emotional stuff. What Love Magic also gets you to do is do the spiritual work. Now, while 90%, I think you just said, or whatever, of your life experiences are based on your subconscious thoughts and the whole bit, and 10% of your conscious thoughts, and that's all true. I would say the 99% of you is based on your spiritual space, your spirit, you as a spiritual being having a human experience, right? And so love magic, spiritual work, that deals with the spirit, right? That's the spiritual side. What Luke is doing in love camp and stuff like that, that's going to deal with the mental and the emotional side. And then the physical manifestation, the expression of this, the outworking of this is what you get as you go through this process, right? And I want you to understand that if you have some hesitancy or some trepidation around doing this actual program, let me say it this way. How, if your life is good now, how much better can it get? It's an exponent. It's an exponential question, right? If your life is good now, how much better can it get? And that's an exponent. That like it just increases exponentially, right? So your life can even get better. And with something like soul camp, I mean, love camp rather, and you're going in and doing that spiritual work, that soul work, that's how you really start to make some of these major transformational. That's what I said magic is about. Magic is about transformation. Make these major transformational leaps that is no longer incremental. It's no longer one date at a time. It's no longer just one message. Well, he sent me a text message, but I don't know what this mean, Oracle. What this mean? What he trying to say? No more of that, right? You get to a point where you get swaths of data, you get swaths of insight, you get swaths of people engaging and reaching out to you because you've done the work and now it's time for you to get the result. I love this so much.
I
Swaths, that's
love
the word.
that.
Use that
Yeah,
word today.
I think in our three-dimensional Western society, a lot of the times people get focused on how, like the actual words that you say are focused on the steps that you take to get to love, to get to health, to get to wealth, right?
Sure.
Now, the thing is, this is great. Like with me, you get that accountability. You get someone who's on your team, right, rooting for your rise. You get a system that works, yes, but you
Ooh, I like that.
also get what's behind the scenes, right? Like you're seeing that spiritual side and on the ways to think outside the box to get to attract love. And this really got me thinking of what I've seen with the clients that have worked with both you and me during not just these past 6 months. We're talking about clients that have actually been working with us for multiple years, right? Which is already a really good sign, right? That doesn't mean that
Yes.
we're gonna be stopping this work anytime soon, right? This is our passion, right? And with one client in particular who I recently interviewed, Q, she's manifesting true love. She's been getting all these great things happening, success in her business, and also that health. Like she's been looking beautiful and toned, and it's been radical change, right? It hasn't just been one thing, it's
Yeah.
all been coming at once. And it has happened through really opening up, like trusting us in this process and opening up and becoming a part of our community. And I wanted you to talk more about that, like the side effects of you loving yourself that have such big impacts beyond just the feeling, right? It's like when you that energy permeates throughout your life, it affects your business, it affects who calls you on the phone and asks to work with you, right? Like it's been
Mhm.
crazy the things I've seen. What more is coming? Anything coming to you on terms of that?
So in magic, and there's a spiritual principle in magic says this: where the rippling waters go, cast a stone and truth you'll know, right? Where the rippling waters go, cast a stone and truth you'll know. And what it basically means is that by casting that little pebble, casting that stone into the water of your heart, of your emotions, of your spiritual energy, by casting that, boop, it creates these ripples. Woo, 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 woo. It's create these ripples in your life, right? And so you called it the side effects. I'm gonna call it the ripples or the repercussions of loving yourself, the ripples of loving yourself. It ripples from you. It's almost like an aroma. Earlier, you mentioned that word, you said the desperation. I think you said desperation that one might feel when they want to be in a relationship so badly and they desire this, they know they're ready for it. I'm ready to communicate, I'm ready to commit, I'm ready to be in it. Da, da, da. All that's good. But if you come with this energy of it's almost like it's like an odor. It's like an odor. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it don't smell right, you know. And so it's like, where's that smell coming from? And so when you let some of that stuff seep into your love journey, looking for love, online dating, whatever it is that you're doing, when you let some of that energy sneak in, that desperation energy, that odor, it colors the experience. It colors the experience. It affects the way you let like you have things happen for you. And so the repercussions of the ripples, cast a stone and truth you know, where the rippling waters go, cast a stone and truth you'll know. The ripples after doing magic, it's profound and it keeps rippling out. It keeps going. And so you get to start to try to make this shift. If you ever seen The Secret, it's like you sit there and it goes off across the whole universe. It's fantastic. But once you do this work, love camp, love magic, doing the stuff that we're going to be working on, self-hypnosis, hypnosis, stuff like that. Once you do this work, you're going to see the ripples that come through your life, that change your life. And that's why, if you're on the fence about it, if you're hesitant about it, you should do it, because your life can get exponentially better.
So true. And shout out to Monica out there, who recently announced she lost 15 pounds during the last 6 months. But not just that, she also went to Portugal. Like, she's not just talking about living her best life, she's living it, right? And also just
Yes.
so many other things, her business beyond. So I wanted to say, like, it's beautiful to see the three-dimensional impacts of people doing both the spiritual and the physical work when they work with both you and me. I also wanted to mention in my own story, like, I remember I got into this big fight with a love family member. I talked about this earlier this week. And during that fight, like, it was time for us to take a separation, right? And I decided I'm gonna actually heal. Like, I needed space for my self-love
Mm,
journey, space for my healing. I was so angry about what happened. But through actually not doing it alone, like having community, it's actually made things so much better, because I've emerged a new person with that same love family member. I've been able to actually reconnect in a whole new way. And I'm actually so
yes.
grateful for the conflict, right? I'm grateful that I took a stand for what I truly believe. And given there are some words that were said, laundry was thrown, and I'm definitely not a saint, right? There are things I could have said better, and I take responsibility for every single action in my life. But I just wanted to talk about the uncomfortability of this growth, and how that is when the change happens, when you actually are stepping into a new personality, which in turn creates a new personal reality. Like, that's when, like, Monica, you losing the weight. That's like with
Hmm.
my other clients, like Melissa is now in Dallas, Texas, in the Princess Court, as she's exploded in her Mary Kay business. So it's like, I just wanted to ask you more about that uncomfortability, where people are like, I would love to work with you with doing that love camp thing, but I'm not ready for the ripple. I'm worried about causing conflict and causing discomfort as someone who has constantly made others feel good, or what have you.
So I love this, because there's a school of thought out here that suggests that we have to always operate in what was that song back in the day? Always look at the bright side of life. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. Like we have to always be positive and always look at, but you understand that even in nature, nature is not always sunshine. It's not, right? Nature, there's a reason for tornadoes and hurricanes and tsunamis. There's a reason for the earth goes through a cleansing process to cleanse itself of debris and trash. Because if you got the leaves fall in the fall and they stay there through the winter and the whole bit, when the spring and summertime come and it gets hot, if the leaves aren't washed away or cleaned up or whatever, it creates forest fires, right? And this is your life. You have people in your life. Hello, who am I talking to? You have people in your life that are supposed to be dead, that are supposed to be gone, that are supposed to be removed, however you want to work it. It's all the same to me. They're supposed to be removed, and yet you're holding on to them. You're keeping them there. This is a form of necromancy. This is a form of necrophilia, to be in love with a dead thing. It stinks. It's ugly. You're making love to a dead thing. You're trying to love something that's dead. And so love magic removes, it purifies you. It removes those toxic relationships. It removes those toxic energies. It removes those toxic obligations and feelings that one might hold in themselves. If you purify, I'm pure now, baby. I'm pure. You hear me? And I'm so pure that I'm able to move into a loving relationship with that level of purity, with that level of truth. You understand? I'm able to move into that because I've purified my energy. I've purified myself. I've purified my relationships. I purified my mind. Now your boo ain't got to worry about whether or not your mama ain't gonna like them. You ain't gotta worry about that. I love you. That's all that matter. I'm here, you know, and then mama gets the point, or whoever gets the point. Wow, you really love my daughter, don't you? You really do. Like, and they get it because you've decided that my love is what matters. My love is what really gets all love going for me. I am the center of my own universe. And I'm okay with that.
You are the center of your own universe, y'all. That's a good one to write down. And that really got me thinking about the value of love at all sizes, right? I love myself even when I don't necessarily look how society say I gotta look, right? And I've really stepped into this time now, Q, where I'm not editing my pictures. I post them raw, who I am, beautiful. And I love myself enough to come out here live, right? Don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with trying to look good. Like, I like to put on some makeup. I also like to work out and feel muscular, right? Feel beautiful and take care of my hair, all those things, do my face mask every morning. But it's about me being comfortable with my body image. And that's what we're going to go deeper into during
Loving
Love Camp,
yourself.
so that you can be visible, right? And it's funny because in the client world, in my business world, as well as in the dating world and attracting soulmate relationships, people love my authenticity, which also includes my imperfections, my stories about coming out as a two-spirited queer person, my experiences as a spiritual Aquarius, right? Which I used to hide all these things, right? I used to think it was bad that I was different. And really people love that about you, like what makes you unique. And so that's I actually been getting a lot of new clients emailing me from all across the United States since they're coming to San Diego on vacation. And I asked one of these groups the other day and I was like, how the hell did you find me? And they said, I Googled best yoga, private yoga in La Jolla. Apparently I'm one of the top people there, right? Because I've been visible, I've loved myself enough to simply show up consistently, right? As opposed to only doing it to kind of like hiding in the shadows, trying to please everyone, watering down who I am, if you will. And I would love to just hear more about the love magic that has these pivotal effects, like doing this love camp has this pivotal effects, of course, in you being okay with yourself at all sizes, loving yourself, to grow your business, to call in true love, to get healthy, get sober, whatever your thing is. Like, can you speak more about that?
Yeah, I think that the process of self-love for me and in my experience has started with being radically honest, right?
Mm,
Being radically honest with yourself. And if that talks about your flaws, if that talks about things that you want to shift or change in your body or your life, like being radically honest. And I don't think I think that for some people, that is a scary proposition. But I think that in being radically honest with yourself, taking a personal self-inventory of who you are and how you really feel about certain things, like it allows you permission, it gives you permission to, if once you can be honest with yourself, you got permission to be honest with other people. You understand what I'm saying? Once you're honest with yourself, you have permission from yourself to be honest with other people. And so those people who don't really see you for who you truly are you lying to them about something? Those people who don't really get you, because you know you're great. I know I'm great, but they don't get it.
yeah.
They don't see it. Are you lying to them about something? Because if you honest with them, they gonna see you for who you honestly are. If you lie to them, they're not gonna see, oh, I don't like him. I don't get him. Like, I mean, it, it, it becomes something obscured. You understand? I'm saying it becomes obfuscated because I can't really see you. I don't really know who you are. So stop. start being more honest with yourself about who you really are and about how you really feel about the universe, about life, about everything. And then that gives you permission to be honest with other people. And I believe that love is the undercurrent of all of that, because you can't love somebody you're not honest with. How does that even work? Including yourself. How can you love somebody but you lying to them? That's not love. How can you love yourself but you lying to yourself? That's not love. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I believe that Love Camp is going to open up a lot of doors, and we're going to get some radical shifting, some radical change, and radical honesty about who we really are in this. And it's going to be beautiful.
I couldn't agree more. And the thing is that people are going to judge you if you are the true you, or if you are who you think that they want you to be. Oftentimes, we're actually even wrong at what we think that they want us to be, right? And I know that for me, people have been drawn to the true Luke. And I love that, because there's absolutely no reason that I would want to call in a client or call in a lover, call in a friend who's in love with someone I'm not. And I think that's that
That
having
sound ugly.
that should, right, we don't want that. So like having that love has really been key to having magnificent, loving, lasting relationships. And you can literally see it in my body, right? When I did not love myself, that's when I was heavy. That's when I was getting blacked out and drinking all the time, because I wasn't comfortable with who I am. And really now, I wanted to mention that this love journey, maybe it is getting sober, maybe it's not, maybe it is getting bulked up, maybe it's losing weight for you, right? It could be a lot of fun. I actually went out last night dancing. I had a blast. I went to Hillcrest. Like, I made some new friends. Like, I've traveled the world. I went to Asia for 2 months. Like, so many doors have opened because I love myself. And I've really reprogrammed, done the inner work. With anything else coming to mind in terms of you, of the joy that comes out of the love, the success?
Well, there's tremendous joy, and I'll tell you about my personal story in a second. But I want to say something what you just said. You said people are gonna judge you. What'd you say? People are gonna judge you for who you are and who you're not. What'd you say?
Who you are, if you are who you are, they're going to judge you. They're also going to judge you if you are who you think that they want you to be. Either way,
Mm,
they're going to judge you. So you might as
yeah,
well be you, right?
might as well. In the famous words of the prophet known as Tupac, he said, "Only God can judge me." Okay, only God can judge me. Like, so
I
let me
like
just
that.
say this: judgment is reserved for a person of authority. There's a reason. I want you to get this. Judgment comes from somebody who is working with authority, and even talks about divine judgment, right? Right judgment, right? And so nobody can judge me if you ain't accessed your God self yet. Only God can judge me. And if you're not operating in your God self, mama, cousin, brother, sister, them, if you ain't operating in your God self, you can't judge me, boo. Right?
No.
You like only God can judge me. Now, when you start operating in your God self, when you start operating in your highest good, when you start operating at a standard of that I see as an authoritative space to hold, I then say, you know what? I might be doing something wrong, because my cousins said that they don't like how I dress. They don't like how I act out or act certain ways or whatever. They don't like that. Okay, if you operate in your God self, then I would listen. I would listen to that. You know what? You might be on to something, Your Honor. But if you ain't looking at somebody and saying, Your Honor, Your Excellency, Your Majesty, my Lord, if you ain't looking at them at that level, they can't judge you. I'm sorry. I just had to go on that tangent, because a lot of people do feel judged by people. It's a weird thing. Only God can judge me. Anyway, secondly, the joy. Listen, I got joy in the morning when I rise. I got peace in the middle of the day, and rest for me late at night. Now that I know God's in me. Okay. I got joy in the morning when I rise. So the level of
Mm.
joy that you're going to get out of all of this, it's about knowing who you really are. It's about that transformative thing I talked about at the beginning of this conversation about turning lead into gold, turning something base into something brilliant. And this is what Love Camp is going to do. And I promise you, it's going to be an experience like no other. I'm on this one. I'm on this one. Love Camp, I'm on it. Are you?
So good. Yes, I'm so excited to see you in the classes too, Q, and joining us in the hypnosis and our community, right? I think that's what's been transformative for me and is really changing who I'm connecting with, right? And you even see that when you buy a bottle of water, right? This bottle of water that you get, some places it's free. Some places a bottle of water is $1. If you go on a plane, it's $6, right? So if you're feeling unlovable, if you're feeling unworthy, if you're feeling unsuccessful, it might not be you, boo. It might be where you are, who you're connecting with, what you're doing. And that's what's so great is that, of course, you get us, but you also get other like-minded people across the world, right? You don't got to live in San Diego. You don't got to live in the Philippines where Q lives to work with him. And I think that we are in the most magical time in the world's history where
Mm,
you can break the cycle of trauma. We call it intergenerational trauma in counseling. I'm a certified counselor. We learn all about how these things are often inherited, right? Divorce can be inherited. That can be a culture, right?
mm,
Abuse can be inherited, right? If we don't
mm,
stop the cycle, poverty can be inherited, right? But you see great examples of people out there who have stopped this this inheritance, whatever you want to call it, this cycle, through going spiritual, through going into this mind body magic that we're going to be doing at Love Camp. And I wanted to say too, you see that in people that have permanently lost weight over 100 pounds, that it has to do with your beliefs and you and the people that you're
yeah.
around, right? So there people, whether it is, hey, it could be a church, it could be an organization like what we're doing here in Love Camp, it can be something else, okay? But I wanted to know that I'm coming out of in this Love Camp journey. I'm building this program out of love for you, okay? And so I've just noticed that, yeah, when I've been changing what I'm doing and coming at everything with love, that it's a totally different experience. And also, we only be working with amazing people. So I just want to say, like, the wonderful people out there that are signed up are like creme de la creme. I'm really excited to work deeper with y'all for the next 7 days, beginning on Monday. So,
Mhm.
and yeah, anything else coming up to you in terms of all of this?
Just go to the website, go to the link, comment on this video if you see this video, and talk about like, hey, listen, I want to love more. I want love in my life. Whatever, use the word love in there somehow. I want to love myself more. I want love in my life. I want to find my perfect love relationship. If you use the word love, you're gonna get the link.
Yes, I'll drop the link below. I want to mention there's a bonus giveaway with your registration. You get the 8 Rules of Love by Jay Shetty, the top-selling book on how to find love, get it, and let it go. Okay, and that's for all y'all out there that desire to live your best lives. One of my favorites. Not just that, you're getting access to all of my live fitness yoga classes that is available anyplace, anywhere. You'll get lifetime access, so you can access it in any case, even after the time that we spend together. And a hypnosis bundle specialized for you on attracting love and healing, so that you
Mm,
can really begin this process of reprogramming. Not just that, it's going to be a load of fun, y'all. And for those of you that are watching this live, if you mention that you watch this live, I'm giving y'all a special homie discount, friend discount, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be half off, $22.22. That's right, for all of these great things and ongoing support, right, from me. And also, I wanted to mention that further beyond these upcoming days, Q and I will be collaborating for the upcoming program Soul Fit, where we're actually going
yes.
to experience a journey of health, healing, and love together during 6 months. So that is something we are going to talk about during Love Camp. And the thing is, when you go from 3 months is where you create a new habit, 6 months is the amount of time it takes to create a new lifestyle. So there's no going back. You will be stepping in
Hmm.
a new reality through a new personality, through a new body, a new mind, a new life with love. And we're starting with the foundation of it all at Love Camp. No strings attached. I would love to see y'all there and join the party. And yeah, comment below and I will be dropping the link, and I'm pumped beyond belief.
Yes, I'm super excited. I'm so excited about Love Camp, excited about Soul Fit, excited about everything that's to come. So yeah, let's get this on and popping. See you soon, guys. See you on the inside. Love you.
See y'all soon. Sending y'all love, prosperity, wealth, and health. And comment below for more info. And also, I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway. Peace. Bye-bye.
Peace.